Story 1, AITA for telling my sister she's not really the kind of mom she says thinks she is. My sister, we'll call Kamantha 40s, is much older than me, mid-20s. Kamantha is a mom and it's her whole personality. She constantly posts on social media that her home is open to any kid who might not feel like they have a place to go. She gets real into it, and every fifth or so post is one of those memes about being the cool place to crash. Or that she wants to be the house where all the kids can just walk in and grab a soda. She has her kids' friends call her Mama K whatever. Recently we were talking on the phone and she cursed and said, "Not again," and said she had to be quiet so no one knew she was home. She then ranted about her neighbors who yell and scream all the time, and their daughter who we'll call Annabelle 7. I guess Annabelle and Kamantha's daughter Petal 8 are friends. Annabelle comes over every day or tries to, rings the bell and sits on the porch if they aren't home, etc. Kamantha said when Annabelle comes over she's always asking for food and Kamantha feeds her most days. Kamantha said that Annabelle's older sister Betty 15 refuses to go in the house when the dad is home. She will even sleep on their porch. To me, this screams that these girls are at the very least food insecure, likely neglected, and possibly abused. Kamantha said that she was just done dealing with someone else's kid. I laughed and said, "Ha, so much for all those Facebook posts, eh?" Oh, was she pissed? She asked me what I meant and I said that she posts about being the cool mom and the place all the neighborhood kids could crash, but then when someone actually seems to need that safe place, she's hiding in her bathroom and pretending she's not at home. I said that I guess she's not really the kind of mom she says she is. She went mental, screaming at me about how I don't know anything. Granted, Kamantha said that she'd be fine with it if the girl didn't bully Petal in school. I asked her what Annabelle had done to bully Petal, and she said that occasionally Annabelle doesn't sit with Petal at lunch and one time kicked mulch at her during recess. To me, these didn't sound like bullying but like typical playground conflicts, and frankly a pretty weak excuse, and I told her so. Anyway, Kamantha isn't talking to me currently and keeps sending me hateful texts about not knowing anything about kids. While I 100% don't think she's responsible for dealing with Annabelle, I do think she's being an asshole for saying she's that kind of mom online, but then, not actually doing it when it's happening in real life. So, AITA? Edit: I did ask during the call if she had called CPS on the parents. Kamantha said she doesn't have enough evidence to make a report. I told her that sleeping outside rather than inside because the dad was home was evidence, and she told me to shut up and not tell her what to do. I also live 3 states away and don't know any of the addresses or even the streets that Betty and Annabelle live off of, so I don't actually think I can call CPS, as all I have is a third-hand conversation as evidence and no specific location. Trish says, why is nobody calling child services when a young girl is so afraid of her dad that she sleeps on the porch? Lizzie Death Star says, meanwhile, has anyone done anything to actually help these 2 girls? The part about a 15-year-old sleeping outside versus in the house if her dad is there makes me extremely suspicious. NTA, but maybe have an honest talk with your sister and encourage her to contact CPS or something. Someone really should, if these details are all accurate. PeteFriend86 says, NTA. It's really annoying to see people on Facebook post about their virtues, then find out that it's only really a hazy, vague, if I don't have to really do anything difficult sort of virtue. Someone needs to step up for those 2 girls, and it doesn't sound like it'll be your sister. Story 2, AITA for asking my wife to spend all her savings. I'm a 34 years old and married to the love of my life, a 33 years old F. My wife is kind, nurturing, and motivated in her career. She does a lot for me at home since I work long hours. We married 4 months ago. Dated for 8 years. We're both easygoing and have the same sense of humor and rarely argue. I make 4x more money in healthcare, but she makes a good salary as well. Since I make 4x what she does, I tend to pay for most things: dinners, weekend trips, mall shopping, which I absolutely do not mind. With bigger purchases we pay for things together in proportion to what we make. She's usually okay with paying her share of things, 14 of the rent and groceries, and will sometimes offer to pay for dinners and dates. She's very close with her best friend she is 4. They're great people, but they're basically attached to the hip and talk daily in a group chat. Which is fine, everyone needs a support system. I have similar friends. Her and her 4 friends have a combined savings account together for investing in something together. They've each been putting in a few $100s per month each. I've known about this for years and didn't love the idea initially, which I expressed. But she was adamant she wanted this, and at the time we weren't hurting for the money, and it was ultimately her money and her decision. We are now looking to buy a home in one of the most expensive real estate markets in the US. She expresses that she doesn't have much in her own savings but has $20K of her own money tied in with her friends' combined savings. Over the last year they've been told by 2 financial advisors that 5 people attempting to invest together in real estate or stocks or a business wasn't a great idea. And they also recommended to split the funds to 5 separate accounts since the account is under one of the friends' names and there are tax implications for having that amount of money to her name. $100K. The homes we're looking at need around $60–70K for a down payment. I stated I was willing to spend nearly all my savings for the down payment for a home. $50K. So I told her she should pull that money from her joint friend's account to help with the down payment. It's a huge purchase and I don't think it should be my burden alone. She got really upset and told me I don't want to touch that money. I promised my friends it would be for investing together. We should look for a less expensive home then, maybe a fixer-upper. She then stated, it would be easier for you to accrue the money back since you make so much more. This was very frustrating and I told her, it's unfair I have to spend nearly all my savings and you don't. Your friend fund is stupid, and it's stupid not to use that money for our future home. AITA for asking her to use her own cash from her friend's account, break that promise to her friends so we can buy a nice home together. Outside_guidance 4752 says, NTA married or not, I would not buy a house with someone who would rather have an uncertain investment fund with friends than help me with the down payment of our shared house and considers my savings our savings and her savings her savings. Also, I don't fault you for calling the fund stupid, because it sounds stupid since 2 financial planners have said it's ill-advised and told them to split it up again. Starbia Barbie 99 says, wait, so she and her friends have a shared savings account that they've been adding to together with the intent of eventually investing in, as in the money is currently just sitting there in one person's account? NTA, that is absolutely ridiculous. I could see the value in having a shared bank account between close friends for the purpose of going on trips and vacations together since you could just pull money for deposits instead of playing the Venmo game, but this is ridiculous and makes it seem like she cares more about planning for her future with her friends than with her own husband. Yikes. Also, maybe I just live somewhere really expensive, but I'm shocked that $60–70K isn't already the minimum down payment possible on a fixer-upper. Purple Star 1965 says, never wipe out your savings for a down payment. Especially when buying a house. I swear I had more unexpected house expense in the first year than I did in the next decade. Also NTA. You pay 75 of everything. But I assume the house will be in both your names. Her contributing to the down payment just makes sense. Thanks for watching. I love you. Follow Reddit Echoes for more.